Hey everyone, welcome back to the Maverick channel. And today's video, hopefully I'm gonna keep it short, but the whole premise of today's video is, well, what you're seeing on the screen, I'll get into that in a bit. But I want to go through a little bit of news, someone's getting sued, this and that, and then want to talk about a Twitter member with over 538,000 followers that pinpointed something important, or rather directed us to an article that was written by an organization, is the Magnum Opus, written by someone from this organization called Messari Capital. I've started reading a bit of it. I've probably covered like 5 pages, 6 pages, 7 pages maybe. And this whole entire thing is basically a detailed view of what I've been talking about throughout, or my own philosophy as well, in the way that I see this space. So that's going to be at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around. But first, let me just talk about this. I mean, not really, but this is CoinGecko. So you can see the prices of digital currencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum. The market seems to be correcting. So I guess no one's sure if this is a bear market or a correction. I think we're in a bear market, but who knows? Who knows? But these are the prices anyway. So for those that do not know, of course, you can go to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and so many other sites that give you the metrics in terms of market capitalization. So the price, the current price of a digital currency times the current circulating supply will give you the market capitalization, which is the metric that's used to look at the value within these cryptocurrencies, rather than monetary fiat value. So this is mostly based in dollars. That's the global standard that's used a lot. So the next thing is, this is going to be a huge ask, but if you're my viewer and you know anyone that's an artist, that's even if they don't do 3D art, but preferably they do 3D art, preferably Blender. I do that, but I need someone on the team, and also someone that's a good programmer that can easily pick up on smart contracts, or even if you know someone who already knows how to do smart contracts, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I'm looking for those 2 people on my team because there's something big that I want to develop, or rather to continue, and it will be awesome. So hopefully one of you people out there is capable of doing these things. That would be really awesome. Or please reach out, DM me on Twitter. Yeah, Twitter will be the best place. It's in the description of every video of mine, my link to the Twitter account. So let us go into what I wanted to cover today first. You can see this article here. Anti-corruption watchdog sues SEC to comply with Freedom of Information request, alleges conflict of interest in the XRP lawsuit. This short article is talking about what has been going on in the XRP ecosystem in terms of the lawsuit, but it's really summarized, but it summarizes the premise of what is going on with the SEC and XRP. As those that may not know, the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, has been suing the heads of the Ripple company, the company that holds a majority of the XRP tokens, and alleging that these people sold securities. Of course, there's different conflicts in this. You find that one of the members within the SEC actually that said that Ethereum, let me just read the article. Let me just read the article actually, because it's not that long. So a non-profit dedicated to government oversight is taking legal action against the US Securities Exchange Commission, alleging conflicts of interest in its handling of the crypto space. So some argue that the SEC is overreaching and is having way too much power than they actually do. So, and different organizations should regulate different aspects of cryptocurrencies, just like digital assets themselves are different depending on what they're trying to achieve. Okay, let me continue. So Empower Oversight is suing the SEC to compel the regulator to comply with the Freedom of Information Act, or the FOIA, and reveal communications between its senior officials and their current and former employers regarding crypto assets. So the watchdog's lawsuit alleges that the SEC officials were subject to conflicts of interest by declaring digital assets like XRP as securities while appointing others like Ethereum as non-securities. So Empower Oversight's suit highlights how former top SEC executive William Hinman allegedly, by the way, there's video evidence of all this, allegedly received substantial sums of money from a law firm connecting to Enterprise Ethereum Alliance during its time at the SEC. I mean, rather, Hinman saying that Ethereum is not a security and all that. This other stuff, it's documented out there, but probably there's no video proof. So Hinman reportedly continued to receive millions of dollars from Simpson Thacher while at the SEC. Simpson Thacher is a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, an industry organization aiming to drive the use of Enterprise Ethereum. So in June 2018 speech in his official capacity as the SEC official, Hinman declared that the Ethereum cryptocurrency Ether was not a security. After his declaration, Ether's value rose significantly after departing the SEC in late 2020. So Hinman rejoined Simpson Thacher as a partner. So the suit also says that Mark Berger, leader of the SEC Enforcement Division and the one who brought the lawsuit against Ripple Labs, also left the SEC for the same law firm. So Ripple Labs was sued by the SEC in December of 2020 for allegedly issuing XRP as an unregistered security. Remember, there's videos of Vitalik Buterin selling Ethereum to raise Bitcoin and fiat money, and that's what helped Ethereum take off. But these guys are untouched. All the public is asking for is a level playing field. Okay, I hope that Ethereum is successful and all other digital currencies. So in addition, the watchdog brings up how SEC chairman Jay Clayton publicly declared that Bitcoin BTC was not a security, causing its price to rise as well. According to court documents, Clayton then left the SEC to join One River Assessment Management, a crypto hedge fund that deals exclusively with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So according to Empower Oversight, the SEC has failed to comply with 6 of their 8 FOIA requests, or the information freedom and so on. In the 2, they did respond to the SEC claim that they had no records of the information, of course. So that's what's going on, and I'm going to leave it there. There's a lot of shadiness going on, but that's what it is. Now, before I go into the news, there was this, I should have started with this platform, NFT Sniff Rarity Sniffer or whatever. This platform helps you to look through NFTs, and it presents to you the rarity of these NFTs. Say there's only 1,000 of these, there's only 500 of these, or these characteristics of this NFT, there's only this kind of rarity. So if you want to buy like NFTs that are rare, you can use some of these platforms to find out more details about the particular NFTs that you're trying to buy. So that's just a tip for you. If you want to visit that might be amazing. And then more venture capitalists pouring money into the ecosystem. As we can see, Polygon announces nearly $500 million deal in effort to lead Ethereum scaling solution race. Ethereum Layer 2 solution Polygon is unveiling a massive acquisition worth hundreds of millions of dollars to expand its repertoire of scaling technologies. Those that have been watching this channel, I'm extremely bullish on the Polygon network for a long time because they've existed in this ecosystem with the they started as a solution to scale Ethereum, and that's what they're sticking to even today. And if you've seen their evolution, they've expanded and acquired as well strategic partners that are specific to these different scaling solutions. There's issues with layer 2 scaling like security, centralization, but these technologies are so complex, and if they work, they're going to be the backbone of interoperability within crypto. So I think it's important that they have these problems now so that they're aired out. So in a new blog post, Polygon Matic announces the acquisition of Mar, a startup focused on developing zero-knowledge proofs, and they've acquired also other companies as well in the past. So ZK rollups are layer 2 solutions that bundle hundreds of transactions off-chain and produce cryptographic proof that is instantly verified by the main chain, resulting in faster finality time. So basically, finality is the waiting time, the transactions. Like if you send your cryptocurrency, you see there's maybe 12 confirmations left, that kind of thing. So at the last confirmation, maybe some blockchains take 12 confirmations, others 5 confirmations. So at the last confirmation, that's when the payment is fully rolled out. So with the acquisition of Mar and its recursive proof of system Plonky 2, Matic hopes not only to improve the current ZK rollups compatible with Ethereum, but also create ones that work with Ethereum virtual machine. So the EVM, this also helps many Polygon Matic, Binance Smart Chain, so many other networks have to use this EVM, Ethereum virtual machine, and that's why you see you can use them on the MetaMask wallet, despite them not being on Ethereum mainnet. So that's what they mean by developing something that's EVM compatible. So ZK scaling represents the future of Ethereum, but scalable EVM-compatible ZK rollups don't exist yet. The missing piece is efficient recursive proofs, as recursion allows us to parallelize proof generation for much better performance. If you didn't catch that, don't worry. Layer 2 solutions are very complex, and there's no need to even understand this unless you're a developer. So unfortunately, the existing recursive proof systems supported by Ethereum are inefficient and slow. This ends today. We're announcing Plonky 2, a recursive proof system that is incredibly fast and Ethereum friendly. We believe this engineering breakthrough will be a huge value to add to the community and will open new frontiers for Ethereum scaling. So Polygon says that Mar has been working on recursive proofs for over 2 years, and that Plonky 2 has been shown to generate recursive proofs in 170 million seconds. Guys, I don't know what recursive proofs are. I'm going to look into that later. On a laptop computer, which makes it ideal for building a ZK rollup compatible with Ethereum. Those that don't know ZK rollups, these are zero knowledge proofs. So as one of the technologies used that are being looked at to scale the Ethereum network and other ecosystems, there's things that also optimistic rollups. I've done videos about layer 2. You'd have to revisit them because it can get really convoluted and complex. So according to the statement, the maximum amount committed to the deal is $100 million and 190 million Matic tokens, with Matic is exchanging hands at $2.07. The deal could be worth as much as $493 million. So that is Polygon Matic news, okay, and their deals. But in other news, with the venture capitalists, those that know IOTA, I actually talked about them in the past. This ecosystem has been around, one of the OGs in the altcoin sector. They are launching a new aspect of their blockchain that's going to focus on NFTs, DeFi, and basically NFTs and this DeFi ecosystem. As you all know, that has become, it has essentially established itself as a killer app within the crypto space. So they're launching Assembly Blockchain. So Assembly Blockchain, which they recently announced, has received $100 million investment from VCS, crypto market maker. So the Assembly network will launch next year with its own token. So a group of large Asian-based venture capitalist firms and crypto hedge funds are headlining a $100 million investment to further the development of the Assembly blockchain under the IOTA network. And IOTA co-founder Dominic Schiner told Reuters in an interview. So I'm not going to go into details of this. You can look more into this, but we have more venture capitalists pouring money into this ecosystem that's being built by IOTA for good reason, of course, because IOTA has established itself. They're not necessarily successful, but the experience they have is tremendous. So if they want to get into this new field, I'm sure they have the necessary labor, the necessary know-how to see how to approach this. I guess that's why they're being offered so much amount of money within a short time span. So one other thing I wanted to talk about, this is a product as well, which is Atomics. I've talked about them a while. There's this company called Fetch.AI. I talk about them a lot. They have different products they're building that are going to use their ecosystem, which allows information sovereignty for the owners of what they're building, which are known as autonomous economic agents. And these are essentially like digital assistants. So, but I'm not getting into details of that. So these guys, they've obviously made other platforms like Metalex and Atomics. Metalex, which deals specifically in equities, securities, commodities, and basically trading on prices of commodities, the upward trend or the downward trend, that kind of thing. You trade within a certain band, price band, so you know how much you lose or how much you make in case the price goes your way. If you're shorting or if you're longing, if things go your way, you know what you're going to lose or make. So those same people, they're making the Atomics platform, which is supposed to be like insurance, and also bringing real world assets onto the blockchain ecosystem. And they're obviously talking about, they have their white paper here, and they recently tweeted how Atomics is really going to go deep into seeing real world assets. So essentially you have let's say land, real estate, you have an intermediary that verifies that you actually own this land, and then you begin the process of issuing tokens onto the Atomics platform, which you can use for a various number of use cases, including borrowing, yield farming, lending, using it in your day-to-day life, whatever. You lend back this money, you get back your assets. That's basically their MO, and I think it's a very important use case that they're playing around with. So this is another platform to watch. It's another space to watch. It's interesting to watch all these different things that are evolving. So, and this last person that I wanted to talk about, this Twitter member is called Balaji Srinivasan, with over 530,000 followers on Twitter. Retweeted this and said, pretty impressed with the level of effort that went into this. Web3 moves fast, but this 165-page magnum opus by Messari Capital is today's single best snapshot of the entire space. I 100% agree. First, because this fits into my own philosophy and what I've been talking about, but it is the reality of things. And you can see some of the summaries here. It's a very long article that was written, magnum opus. Basically, it's a research paper pretty much, or a thesis actually. And this is a summary of things that are in the thesis. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes on. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's it. So it has a detailed overview of all these things being talked about, and you can see top narratives and investment thesis, the collapse of institutional trust, crypto Web3 is inevitable, bridges and NFTs, so bridging interoperability, decoupling of cryptos, so from traditional financial markets, permanent venture capital, I've just talked about venture capitalists, how high can we fly in terms of bear market, bull market. Then it goes on to talk about influential people to watch in this space, top 10 thoughts on Bitcoin, like please check on Peter Schiff, because Peter Schiff is the biggest bear on Bitcoin. He doesn't believe, but those are rich people talking about. You can never truly follow what they say. Watch what they do, not what they say. So the king, stay the king, no flippening. I mean, these are terminologies that are being happening in the crypto space, which is pretty important to actually analyze them. The gift of Bitcoin ETFs. Basically, he talks about Bitcoin ETFs as some fraud that's being orchestrated by governments to make it seem like they are part of this system, but not really. So American crypto policy. Guys, I don't want to go political or whatever. I'm just stating. So American crypto policy, we know the mess. I've just talked about the SEC and the regulation, the uncertainty and all that. Smart contract banking integration as well. Crypto is bad for bad business. Tax enforcement versus tax products. So guys, if you're a developer, if you're a regulator, if you're this is a document that's going to give you a lot of information. If you're new to the cryptocurrency space, you're going to catch up on all these terminologies without having to get lost within this sea of information, especially if you've not been around for so many years. I imagine it can become extremely overwhelming unless you choose an area in crypto to specialize in. But even then, you need to be aware of what's going on. So things like market infrastructure, you can see Bitcoin futures, ETFs, centralized exchange like SexEd, C5 versus traditional finance. He goes into so many detailed other things, NFTs and Web3 plumbing, like NFTs, digital goods, global ledger, fund tokens, things like Axie Infinity when it comes to gaming and real estate ownership, NFT financialization. Basically, you can actually stake NFTs or lend NFTs or fractional ownership of NFTs. I haven't read the whole thing, so I imagine it goes into these details as well. DeFi 2.0. So USDT bridge, that's the Tether, the biggest stablecoin out there, the most liquid. DAI versus UST. UST is essentially a decentralized stablecoin minted using the Luna ecosystem, and DAI is minted specifically on the Ethereum ecosystem. So multi-collateral DAI backed up by different assets within the Ethereum ecosystem. The algorithm stablecoins renaissance. Uniswap version 3, the first decentralized exchange of its kind with that kind of technology. So you can see it goes into a whole bunch of things. Ethereum layers and bridges. So layer 2, Ethereum Q3 earnings report, Solana summary, terraforming, Luna. They're optimistic. So we're talking about optimistic roll-ups, zero knowledge scaling, build me a bridge. So you can see what I mean. The DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, and then bonus basically plays around why you must write, no sacred cows. I don't know what this means, what it's referencing to. My information diet, tips and productivity tricks, life advice. So you might want to check out this last part if you're feeling lazy to read all this, or if you feel like you already know a bunch about all this. I think this last part, I think I'm going to go for that after this video. I think I'm interested and curious to see what happens there. So otherwise, if you open this link, it will lead you to this Magnum Opus that's going to be a very good gateway towards understanding what has been happening in the crypto space. And I think you're going to get a tremendous amount of value. This is a thing. It's beautifully written. It's humorous. And I think it's honest. And you're going to find really cool information here. All right, guys, I really hope you learned something. And I hope to see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.